Get ready for massive action, because Wayne Rooney has declared Viktor Gyokeres a major factor in Arsenal's quest for a historic Premier League and Champions League double. After a summer transfer that left him struggling early on, this Swedish international has rediscovered his scoring touch, netting 5 times in his last 9 appearances and fueling Arsenal's winning streak as they chase that first title in 22 years and a spot in the Champions League final. We break down exactly what this player brings to the team and why Rooney believes he will be instrumental in their ultimate success.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the intense battle in the Rothesay County Championship, where Dan Worrall returned in vintage form, but Surrey ultimately held on to a draw against Nottinghamshire. We dive into Worrall's incredible performance, including a massive 673 in the first innings, and how the team managed to navigate a high-intensity game, even with missed opportunities in the field. In boxing news, Jake Paul is casting serious doubt on his future in the sport after his loss to Anthony Joshua. We examine the injuries he sustained, including the jaw damage, and what he's saying about getting the green light to spar before he decides whether to continue a career that has seen both wins and defeats. Finally, we turn to a deeply concerning situation aboard a cruise ship where some passengers were facing mental breakdown after being hit by deadly hantavirus. We hear from the head of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, on the humane response, the repatriation efforts, and the ongoing health concerns for those affected. Stay with us for all the latest updates. Wayne Rooney has identified Viktor Gyokeres as a major factor in Arsenal's pursuit of an historic Premier League and Champions League double. Despite a modest start following his £64 million transfer from Sporting Lisbon, where he registered just 3 goals in his opening 11 matches and went 10 games without an open play goal, the Swedish international has significantly improved his form. Gyokeres has netted 5 times in his last 9 appearances and has been praised for his all-round contribution to Arsenal's winning streak, which has positioned the club just 2 matches away from a title in 22 years and a place in the Champions League final. This season, Gyokeres has scored 21 goals, a figure that, while 16 fewer than Erling Haaland's tally for Manchester City, marks a significant achievement, echoing the goal-scoring prowess of past Arsenal legends like Thierry Henry and Ian Wright. Speaking on Sky Bet's The Overlap EFL fan debate, Rooney, who amassed 208 Premier League goals for Manchester United and Everton, expressed strong confidence. Rooney stated, "I've said this all season and I have been criticized for saying it, but I actually really like him." He elaborated on Gyokeres' tactical impact, noting that he occupies defenders. He makes them work, he makes them defend, he runs the channels. Rooney suggested that Gyokeres' presence is creating crucial space for other attacking players, such as Eberechi Eze and Bukayo Saka, by forcing center-backs and full-backs to cover him, which opens up space for quick ball movement behind him. Rooney concluded that Gyokeres is poised to be instrumental in any future success. Over the last few weeks, he has been showing that even more, and if Arsenal go on to win the league and the Champions League, he'll be a major reason behind it, because that's where Arsenal have been short in the last few years. I know he hasn't scored the goals Haaland has scored, but he has been really important for that Arsenal team, and he will be a major factor if they do win the 2 of them. Arsenal faces a critical run of fixtures to secure their position. They must win their upcoming match against Burnley at the Emirates Stadium on Monday before traveling to Crystal Palace a week later. This run is vital as they aim to secure their first title since 2004 and maintain their progression towards the Champions League finals scheduled for May 30. Dan Worrall returned to provide a much-needed boost to Surrey in a top-of-the-table clash against Nottinghamshire in the Rothesay County Championship. The 34-year-old seamer, who had missed the opening 4 matches due to a calf strain, immediately demonstrated his class, proving to be the key component of Surrey's attack. Wirral claimed 673 in Nottinghamshire's first innings at Trent Bridge, though the visitors ultimately posted a substantial total of 415, aided by Joe Clark's 129 and Jack Haynes' 146. Despite the team's overall performance, Wirral troubled the batsmen with his control of swing and seam, mirroring his impact from the previous year. Surrey's bowlers, including Fergus O'Neill, Ollie Stone, and Josh Tongue, managed to contain the opposition for 118 overs, with Sean Abbott taking 3 wickets for 84 runs from 23 overs. In the batting department, Dominic Sibley provided a solid foundation with 77, setting a platform for Surrey's reply. The standout performance came from Dan Lawrence, who scored a third century of the summer with a knock of 104, showcasing his ability despite being miscast as an opener previously. Lawrence found a crucial partnership with Adam Thomas, who scored 46 and made a century on his first-class debut, combining for 108 runs for the 5th wicket to push Surrey to 305. Nottinghamshire was further stalled by Jordan Clark's 54, following an incident involving Josh Tongue and Gus Atkinson, who retired hurt on 27 before being replaced by Reece Topley. Surrey ultimately finished with a total of 449 all-out, with Ollie Pope contributing 19 no. The match ended in a draw, with Nottinghamshire batting out at 414 deck, and both teams secured 13 points. Nottinghamshire remained at the top of the table, while Surrey, still 8 points behind, was overtaken by Warwickshire. Head coach Gareth Batty described the encounter as a high-intensity game, noting that missed fielding opportunities were challenging the bowlers, who recorded the lowest bowling bonus points in Division 1. The batsmen, led by Lawrence and Sibley, accrued 14 runs, the joint highest for the season with Sussex, highlighting that the pitches have been more conducive to batting this season. Yorkshire is anticipated to field England batsmen Joe Root and Harry Brook at Headingley. Jake Paul is facing uncertainty regarding his future in professional boxing, following his recent loss to British heavyweight Anthony Joshua. The YouTuber-turned-boxer sustained significant injuries during the 6th-round knockout defeat in Miami last December, requiring surgery to fit 2 titanium plates and have teeth removed after his jaw was broken in 2 places. Speaking on the Ariel Helwani show, Paul, 29, confirmed he is actively training, but is awaiting medical clearance before he can spar and determine his next steps in his career, which includes 12 wins and 2 losses. Paul stated, "I'm getting some new scans in a couple of days of the jaw to get an update on the healing process. We'll see what the doctors say. I think I'll be able to get a more accurate time frame, or can I even fight again? That is definitely in the realm of possibility." He acknowledged that while recovery feels better, clearance to spar is essential. He noted that his future remains questionable, saying, "Most definitely, his boxing future is in doubt. I think it just depends on how the bone heals, and then also there's a tooth missing that I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get an implant of some sort. I don't know how much time that's going to add to things, but we just have to see and figure out what the smartest thing is for me." Prior to his fight with Joshua, Paul faced opponents who were largely past their prime or former mixed martial arts stars. Joshua was considered a significant challenge, representing a major step up for Paul, given Paul's cruiserweight background against the heavyweight champion. The fight ended with Joshua dominating, who was twice knocked down before delivering a decisive straight right that led to Paul being counted out. Passengers on a cruise ship affected by deadly hantavirus reported experiencing severe mental distress, according to the World Health Organization. Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus stated it would have been inhumane to leave passengers on board the vessel instead of allowing it to dock in Tenerife for repatriation. 20 British nationals, a German resident, and a Japanese passenger were flown from Tenerife to Arrow Park Hospital on the Wirral for 3 days before being sent home to continue isolation for 42 days, with alternative accommodation planned if repatriation was not possible. Dr. Adhanom Ghebreyesus emphasized the need for compassion, noting that nearly 150 individuals from 23 countries were on the ship for weeks, describing it as a frightening situation. He confirmed that some passengers were facing mental breakdown and stressed their right to be treated with dignity. He dismissed calls for passengers to remain quarantined on the ship for the full period, asserting that disembarking them safely was respectful of human rights. The WHO praised Spain's Prime Minister, Pedro Sanchez, for allowing the ship to dock in the Canaries, highlighting the close coordination between Spain, the WHO, the Netherlands, and the ship's operator. Dr. Adhanom Ghebreyesus commended Sanchez for exercising his moral duty to show solidarity and compassion. Currently, 11 hantavirus cases have been reported among those on the cruise, including 3 fatalities, with 9 confirmed cases and 2 probable cases. While there is no indication of a larger outbreak at present, the WHO cautioned that the situation could evolve due to the virus's long incubation period. The ship's captain, Jan Dobrogowski, expressed gratitude to the passengers and crew for their patience, discipline, and kindness during the challenging period. He commended the crew's courage and unity. Several passengers have tested positive for the virus globally. A French woman is in intensive care in Paris, while one of 18 evacuated passengers in the U.S. tested positive but showed no symptoms, and another had mild symptoms. Other cases include a British man in Johannesburg, another in the Netherlands, and a British national isolating on Tristan da Cunha. The WHO remains vigilant regarding the potential for further cases.